So back in 2017, I was a poll worker for the state of Rhode Island. Or was it 2018? I don't remember. I'll have to check. But anyway, I was a poll worker 2 times. And so the way they start you out as a poll worker is you have to go to a training to learn how to use polling pads, right? Basically what those are is it's just an iPad where you have to scan someone's ID and you can look up information about people, etc. and tell them, if there's an issue, if they're at the right place, normal voting things that people will mess up or, how to just check people in. So that wasn't too bad besides the fact that our training was in a fully glass place. The only issue was that where we were training was a fully glass building and we were in the middle of a tornado warning and 1 touchdown. Literally, where we were was close to a beach and then across the lake. It's not a very big lake, maybe I'd say 300 feet, and there's residences from there. A tornado touched down across the lake, so that was terrifying to find out afterwards. But anyway, so both days of polling were about the same amount of horrible boredom. The only thing that kept me sane was being able to text one of my other friends who was also polling at the same time, because me being stupid, I didn't bring anything to do. I was thinking, we would be busy all day, which was a gross understatement, because while I helped get the things set up, basically the IT guy for them, and checking people in, we also weren't allowed really to use our phones, or we weren't supposed to unless we were on break. So texting was not very often, and it was trying to be as sneaky as possible with it. There wasn't that many people, so the entire day I was sitting there with nothing to do. I had my phone, but we didn't really want to use up the entire battery because I don't think I had a charger on me. And it got to the point where I was just sitting there at the end of the night on the last day of it, just pretty much trying to just write down every point in my life that I could remember, just because I had nothing else to do. I had doodled and everything, and I was just gone mentally. And these things were from 6 a.m. to I think 9 p.m. was when we closed, which was horrible because I think we got an hour break for dinner and maybe a half hour for lunch. But besides that, you're just sitting there with nothing to do, and it's horrible because pretty much the entire day someone walks up, you scan their ID in the machine, you give them the paper for if they're Democrat or Republican. That's it. It's a simple job, and I think it paid minimum wage at the time, which was $10.50, if that. I think it was $10.50, which between the 2 days or something, I know it was around $250 a day, which isn't horrible, but it's not good by any means. Because let's do the math. So it's 6 to 9, so that's a 13-hour day, which is long as hell, times 10.5, so it's 136. So it was probably around, with taxes out, I don't know, I think there were taxes out of it. It was around 130, 120. So I think it might have been 250 for the 2 days. So divide by 26, so about 960 an hour. Either way, that's horrible. If you need extra money and you remember to bring stuff to do, go ahead and be a poll worker. But if you don't like just sitting around doing nothing, I'm warning you now, do not do it. I will never do that again, unless I'm really strapped for cash. Then yeah, obviously.